Before Bullock turned football into a battle of schizophrenia, and Inazuma 11 had people pulling a madness on the field, Captain Tsubasa was really that show putting football anime on its back. It was really that show. The show is obviously about the kid called Tsubasa, and this kid just loves football. The reason why is because when he was a kid, he almost got hit by a truck, but because of his football, his life was saved. In the first episode, Tsubasa and his family have moved to a new town, and Tsubasa quickly leaves the house so he can explore the city in search of a football field. But just as he found a football field, the Nankatsu and Shutetsu team were already arguing for it. His brother Genzo Wakabayashi, my goal by the way, is straight hogging the pitch. He doesn't want to share the pitch, so he calls them to a challenge. If any one of them can manage to score a single goal from outside of the penalty area against him, he will peacefully relinquish the pitch. They throw an American football at him, and in spite of its unpredictable movement, he still manages to save it. Yes, W introduction, he is quickly climbing his way to being my favorite character. They threw a handball at him, no problem. A baseball, tennis ball, golf ball, but still no goal. They even went ahead and threw the whole Titanic at this guy, and he still saved it. Damn, who is this guy? David De Gea or something?
David De Gea could save the fucking Titanic.
Seeing this, Tsubasa was shocked because he's never seen a goalkeeper this good. On some nonchalant timing, Genzo packed his stuff and went back home. Tsubasa meets Ishizaki and they become friends. They go up a hill that enables them the view of the entire city, and Ishizaki shows Tsubasa where Genzo lives. And since Tsubasa wants to challenge Genzo, he writes up a message on his ball and just launches it to Genzo's home. Conveniently, Genzo was in his backyard, so he obviously caught the ball and saw the message. Later that same day, Genzo and Tsubasa met on the road, but Genzo doesn't believe Tsubasa was the guy who threw the ball at him, so he shoots the ball back at Tsubasa. But Tsubasa, with unbelievable precision, shoots it under a moving bus straight at Wakabayashi, leaving him no choice but to catch it, and now he definitely believes. Genzo accepts the challenge, but on some petty timing decides, nah, before you can shoot the ball against me, you first need to beat my entire team alone. What the hell? Tsubasa is basically running a 1v11, but that's light work for him. The only challenge he's got is Waka Bayashi himself. Oh yeah, and there's also this mysterious looking drunk guy who's just watching everything. Yeah, and he's definitely not gonna be important to the story. Tsubasa obviously proceeded to make quick work of Genzo Wakabayashi's teammates. Rainbow flick over this brother, inside foot, outside foot, inside foot. He's out here making these brothers look like cones. He then proceeds to jump like 7 feet in the air, heads the ball down to Wakabayashi. Wakabayashi is obviously too good of a keeper for that to go in. It deflects off the bar and straight into the feet of the homeless man, who turned out to be an ex-Brazil national team player. He crossed the ball to Tsubasa, but the cross was really tight. Tsubasa leaped for a diving header, and off of Genzo's hands, he managed to force the ball into the goal. But unfortunately, Genzo accidentally dived into the bar and got injured. Tsubasa scored, however, Genzo refused to accept defeat. He will only take the loss if Tsubasa manages to score on him in a real football match. Here's an upcoming tournament, and that is where he's planning on settling the score. Tsubasa accepts this challenge, and this is when the ex-Brazil player Roberto Hongo offers to become Nankatsu's coach. After some time, Tsubasa finally joined the Nankatsu team, only for us to find out that these guys are trash. They begin training and get a little better at this football thing, but then out of nowhere, these guys show up and challenge them to a friendly match. This team is apparently a very good football team from a neighboring school. As soon as the game started, they were absolutely dominating, playing the game through Nankatsu's defense, going through their midfield. They for real thought the entire team was made of bombs, but they forgot Tsubasa was a baller because he stole the ball, ran back to his own goal line, took the shot, and still managed to somehow score. What a goal. Not even Exo Blaze could do that, dog. What the hell? The rest of the game is a complete wipeout, with Tsubasa running the greatest carry job of the century. He crosses the ball to Rio, and even though nobody believed he could score, he managed to break his limiter and found the back of the net, and that's game. Turns out the friendly match was actually Roberto Hongo's idea. He made them play a friendly match so he'd see how good they are and know what to train them on. They go through a training arc and ultimately get better at the sport. Meanwhile, someone else is also going through his very own special training arc. We also see this kid called Misaki, who will very soon be relevant. We fast forward a few days and the day of the match is finally here, and for some reason Tsubasa is starting as a center back. I don't think that's a good decision because I personally think Tsubasa should be up top trying to score goals, especially when you're facing a team with this absolute demon in goal. The match obviously begins with Shutetsu absolutely dominating Nankatsu. They're connecting some nice passes, but just as they're about to shoot, Tsubasa actually manages to lock down the defense. Oh my days. Please forgive me your Tsubasa-ness. I'm sorry I ever said you should be playing up top. Holy. Tsubasa plays the ball long. Ryo obviously receives it and actually took a fairly decent shot, but Genzo's obviously too good to let that go in. The rest of the game is just Shutetsu dominating and Tsubasa constantly having to clean up for his teammates. Time and time again, Shutetsu would get into shooting position, and time again, Tsubasa would come in clutch for his teammates. Since Tsubasa was defending and not attacking, not taking any shots, Genzo legit went crazy, took the ball and passed it straight at Tsubasa. He's basically telling him, hey boy, stop messing around and come at me already. Tsubasa was low-key waiting for this because he was not going to duck this fade. He took the ball, dribbled past this bomb, and as soon as he got near the penalty area, he unleashed this absolute missile at Genzo, but Genzo's obviously too good because he kept it out of the net. Nankatsu's obviously awarded a corner, and you already know Tsubasa is taking it. He takes the corner, Genzo thinks it's a pass, but it actually starts to curl into the goal. Eyes shy for Genzo. Genzo somehow manages to fingertip the ball, so he changes trajectory and hits the bar. But you already know Genzo was ready for the second ball. On the next play, Shutetsu are on the ball and they're passing the ball around to find some gaps. As soon as Tepe got the ball, he got double pressed and the ball got kicked out of bounds. Number 6 actually shoots the throw in, and turns out this guy can throw the ball really high, so Tsubasa has to step in and contest for the ball in the air, but he unfortunately fails. So Tepe picks up the loose ball and absolutely punishes them by putting the ball behind the back of the net. And just like that, it's 1-0 to Shutetsu. As soon as the game restarted, Tsubasa tried to go on an Ankara Messi run. Blood was legit dribbling past everyone. Nutmeg on this good outside foot, and he somehow found himself 1v1 with Genzo. He takes the shot, but somehow Genzo dives and catches it with both hands. That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT! Yeah, I've seen enough, boy. This man is better than Big Bo and De Los Santos. Genzo launches the ball out for a counter attack. Tepe plays the ball to number 11, but Tsubasa quickly steals the ball. And ain't no way this kid tried to pull an Arda Güler on Genzo, and as you can already guess, Genzo caught that out of the air like it was nothing. The match was about to end, so Shutetsu changed to a brand new tactic called the birdcage technique. This technique is basically just Diego Simeone, prime Jose Mourinho, straight terrorism, haram ball, straight parking the box. These guys were playing the meanest low block while passing the ball straight tiki-taka without even trying to go forward. These guys had no intent of attacking. They were just trying to pass out the time. But unfortunately for them, Ryo figured out their pass pattern and was able to anticipate their next pass. And as soon as he got the ball, he launched it straight at Tsubasa, and you already know Tsubasa's about to cook. It's the last minute of the game, so it's basically now or never. Tsubasa's on the ball, he dribbles past these two guys, jumps over Tepe's slide tackle, nutmegs number 10, and he's now 1v1 with Genzo. He then proceeds to smash the ball bottom right, but Genzo obviously saved it. But the ball had so much spin, it bounced to the crossbar. And just when everybody thought it was chai and Tsubasa couldn't equal the score, you just see an upside down human being. Tsubasa manages to tie the game at the last minute, meaning they're going to go to extra time. But unfortunately for Nankatsu, they are now handicapped because Ryo actually got injured while he was trying to get the ball, so they now have to find somebody in the crowd to replace him. And that's when that kid called Mizuki volunteers to replace him. And let me tell you about this guy. He is an absolute baller. As soon as the game started, this guy just started cooking everybody. Like they basically have two Tsubasas on the field now. But not even he was able to break the iron wall called Genzo Wakabayashi. After some back and forth, Genzo went crazy, sprinted out of position, received the ball and smashed its top bins. What the hell is this guy, bro? What can he not do? The game resumes with Tsubasa and Mizuki playing some tiki-taka around Shutetsu. Tsubasa gets double pressed, so he plays the ball to one of his NPC teammates, and for once they actually put in some work. NPC crosses the ball into the box. Tsubasa and Mizuki are trying to get it, but my god, Genzo snatches it out of the air. He throws the ball out for a counter attack. Shutetsu's on the ball. They play the ball to Tepe. Tepe to number 10. Number 10 shoots and looks like it's going in, but this guy Mizuki saves it. You see what I meant when I said they had two Tsubasas on the same team? He is legit doing exactly what Tsubasa was doing in the beginning of the game. This brother is cracked for real. Watch what he does after making that crucial save. La Croqueta, outside foot, 360, jumps over the slide tackle. Oh my days, he gets double press, plays the ball to Tsubasa. Tsubasa heads it back to him, but Genzo's got 99 reaction time because he still reacts to that pass. Mizuki plays the ball back to Tsubasa, and honestly, like, What do you really expect Genzo to do in this situation? There is no goalkeeper in the entire world that's saving that. Hell nah, boy. With only 2 minutes left on the clock, both teams had to give it their all in order to break the tie, because whoever scored now would have won the game. The last person to make a play was Mizuki. He crossed the ball to Tsubasa, but unfortunately for them, both Tsubasa and Genzo met the ball in the air, which ended in a stalemate and the ball hitting the crossbar and going out of play. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was game. The game ended 2-2, none of each side being able to break the tie, but hey, this was a peak match. Definitely the best 6 or 7, or nah, 6-7 the best first 6 or 7 episodes I've ever seen in a football anime, but hey, this is a W anime, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep watching this even after making this video. So we ended off with Tsubasa and Genzo having a stalemate and the game ending 2-2 with none of each side being able to break the tie. We cut to the next episode and we got Tsubasa and Misaki straight cooking each other. And I can't lie, these guys are really skillful. They're almost as skillful as me. We then learned that the city of Nankatsu is going to create a brand new football team with all the best players from all the other local teams. That team will then go on to compete in the preliminary stage of the national tournament. So basically, by the time the tournament comes around, these guys aren't going to be the guys on the team. It's going to be all the other best players who make it past the tryouts. After hearing that, everybody starts training to get themselves ready for the tryouts. But I know Misaki and Tsubasa are definitely making it. But those other guys, they can keep dreaming, man. We then see Roberto Hongo negotiating with Tsubasa's parents because he wants to take Tsubasa to Brazil. Trial day finally arrived and most of the guys impressing the scouts were the players from Shutetsu, Genzo Wakabayashi, the Shutetsu Quartet, Teppei, until Misaki got the ball and showed them what a real talent plays, like 360 long pass to Tsubasa, bicycle kick into a golazo. Now those are my goals right there, boy. Now those are some standout talents, alright? Them Shutetsu boys are some bombs. Those are some standout talents. We fast forward a few minutes and they start announcing the players who made these past the trials, and somehow this bomb Ichizaki made the team. Hey, all I gotta say is it pays to be the main character's first friend. On the next episode, we get introduced to Kojiro Hyuga, and he's basically the Vegeta to Tsubasa's Goku. He has the ball and he just bulldozes his way past the defenders, smacks it top right and scores. Turns out this guy plays like a physical sort of football and he ends up injuring some of his teammates during practice, and his attitude is just, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. They've done a great job at making me hate this guy at first sight. I don't like him at all. His teammates call him out on it and he just decides, hey, I'm quitting the team. Let's see if y'all can make it without me. We cut to Shutetsu having a practice match, and this is basically just a walk in the park for them. They are smacking this team 5-0 and it's looking like Genzo's not gonna have to save anything today. But all of a sudden this guy goes off script, beats a Shutetsu defender, crosses it in. Genzo obviously makes the save, but one of these guys mistakenly lands on Genzo's leg. We fast forward a few days and that brand new Nankatsu team is having a practice match so they can finally decide the last 15 players. Kizuki is on the ball, plays it long to Teppei, but all of a sudden Kojiro Hyuga spawns out of thin air and tackles him from the side. He then spins back and starts sprinting at my go Genzo. Bodies Teppei away, bulldozes through 2 players. He's really out here moving like a Dama Traore. Flash steps, winds up the meanest shot in this series so far and somehow scores on Genzo Wakabayashi. Hey, I know I said I don't like him. Now I hate him even more. Like, I don't like him at all. At least Danny had a chance at redemption. Maybe I could have ended up liking him later, but now that he's done this, scored on my goats, Genzo? Hell nah, boy. Hell nah, this nigga better lose in the worst way possible. Turns out the only reason Kojiro was able to score on Genzo was because of that injury Genzo picked up in the other game. We get a backstory on Kojiro Hyuga. Turns out he lives with his single mom. His dad died the previous year. That's why he now works so many side hustles so he can help provide for his mom because she works so hard. Now I don't want to like this guy, but you know, as a guy with a really hardworking mom, I understand his pain, man. The day of the tournament finally arrives and Nankatsu is gonna go up against Fuji Academy, and this game was just a walk in the park. It was not even a challenge. In the first minutes of the game, Tsubasa had already scored a goal, and in the second, assisted by Misaki, he had already scored the second. And right after that, he did a 1-2 play with Misaki, then proceeded to smack it top right for the hat-trick. Oh my days. What in the Mbappe and Olise is going on here? It's the first game and these boys are wreaking havoc on this tournament already. And they obviously don't stop because Nankatsu proceeds to steadily advance through the bracket. Meanwhile, Meiwa is out here getting trapped 2-0 in the beginning of the first half. These boys are so buns, they have to go beg Hyuga to come back to the team because they realize they cannot do it without him. Meanwhile, Nankatsu keep winning and eventually reach the semi-final. They're going up against Shimada FC, but unfortunately for them, Genzo Wakabayashi won't be able to start this game because they're trying to manage his injury. You know, they don't want him to like get injured or get his injury worse in this game and then he won't won't be able to play the next game because they need this guy. He's like the best goalkeeper in the series. So the substitute goalkeeper Morisaki is gonna start over him. And if you were watching my streams, you will know that this guy Morisaki was getting cooked in the comments. So I'm interested to see if he's actually as bad as the comments were saying. Pepe plays the ball forward and the game begins. They do a 1-2 play around these players, send a through ball for Tsubasa, but unfortunately he gets intercepted. And just like that, Shimada FC are now on the counter attack. Their striker's on the ball. He takes the shot. The shot is actually a horrible one, but this bomb Morisaki is still unable to save it. But damn, the comment sections were not lying. This guy is a bum. Get him out of my club. Even the super fans are going crazy, and we know how loyal football fans are.
I promise you, if you don't finish top 2 this season, top 2 this season, Premier League, cancel my name from the Book of Life, God.
Cancel my name from the Book of Life, God. Cancel my name from the Book of Life, God. Cancel my name from the Book of Life, God.
Meanwhile, in the other semi-final, Meiwa are losing 3-0 and are just now subbing in Hyuga. The cameraman cuts back to Nankatsu, and these guys have just taken their 10th shot of the game, and somehow they are yet to score a goal. By the way, they had an average of 9 goals per game throughout this entire tournament until this game. Do you know how ridiculous that is? 9 goals per game? Is there a single team in this world that's scoring 9 goals per game? Boy, not even super strikers moving like this. Blue Lock A moving like this. Inazuma 11, Raymond are not moving like this, gang. These boys are anomalies. These boys could win the World Cup. Shimada's goalkeeper sends it long. It gets intercepted by Kishida, who then initiates an offensive attack. He quickly gets pressed by 3 men and is forced to pass the ball to Kisuki, who then takes a shot, but it gets saved. The cameraman cuts back to Meiwa, and this guy Kojiro, Hyuga and Takeshi have completely changed the game. They've created their own dynamic duo where Takeshi creates the chances and Hyuga smacks it top bin every time. Even though they only came in the second half, they turned the game around and won the game 4-3. We cut back to Nankatsu, and these guys Mishida FC are really pulling that Harambo, Cabo Verde, DR Congo, Arsenal, Getafe. They're really pulling those methods. And because Morisaki is so crap, they can just counter-attack and take a shot to gain the second goal. After conceding that goal, Nankatsu kicked off with straight murder on their mind. They made sky passes to avoid the rain. Tsubasa played the ball to Misaki on the wing, who then crossed it in, and Tsubasa on some Ryusei Shiro timing side volleyed it into the back of the net. With only 15 minutes remaining on the clock, Nankatsu repeated that exact same play. Misaki played the ball on the wing. Aizawa headed it down for Tsubasa to come in with a flying header. Oh my days, it's the Flying Dutchman. With only 2 minutes left, Shimada FC had nothing else to do but to try and get a last minute winner. They made some precise passes to Nankatsu's midfield. Number 10 dribbled past a player and made a perfect cross into the box. Number 11 heads it in, but oh my days, Morisaki actually did something for once. He kicked it out to Tsubasa to begin a counter-attack, and what can I really say, man? Tsubasa was always going to score that. Tsubasa's just Nandi, man. He's basically the shakes of this series, bro. They obviously won the game and advanced to the district final. Their opponents are gonna be Shimizu FC, and if they win this district final, they are going to advance to the national. And look at that, my goat Genzo is starting the game. You already know we're winning because Genzo's on the field. Kickoff begins. Tsubasa plays the ball to Misaki. Misaki plays it long to Taki. Taki's eyeing a pass to Tsubasa, but Tsubasa gets double pressed by 2 men. He's getting that Lamine Yamal treatment. He gets tackled, plays the ball to Kanda. Kanza pulls the Neymar, plays the ball to the striker, who smacked it straight at the goal. But good thing my goat Wakabayashi was in goal. Boy, look at that save. Look at the aura in that stance, boy. If Morisaki was in goal, that's going in. That's going in all day. Genzo plays it long to Tsubasa, who heads it down to Misaki, who plays him a perfect pass forward. He smacks it straight at the goalkeeper and hits the crossbar. That shot left the goalkeeper stunned. He called up his defense and said, hey, put 3 men on that boy Tsubasa. He's just too good. The goalkeeper takes the goal kick long. Aizawa tackles it. It gets intercepted. Mizuki wins it. It gets intercepted again. It lands right in front of Shimizu, who smacks it far from long range. But never doubt the great wall of Wakabayashi. My goat is dropping another generational performance. You better give him 10 million followers after this game. The ref blew the whistle, signaling that that was the last action of the first half. We cut to the opponent's locker room, and they're talking about how their plan is to crush Wakabayashi. They've got Tsubasa locked with 3 defenders, and they know that Wakabayashi is not at his best because he's injured, so they're gonna try to shoot as much as they can. Because as long as Tsubasa is not the one shooting, their goalkeeper can pretty much save anybody else's shot. The second half began with Shimizu FC slowing down the game and breaking down Nankatsu's defense. And once they lured out most of the defenders, they started a full-blown attack with all their players players sprinting at the ball, but my goat Genzo sprinted with no fear and caught the ball out of the air. The ref blew for an obvious foul, but turns out these bums actually tried to injure Wakabayashi on purpose, but my goat came out unfazed. Genzo gets ready to clear out the goal kick and then the unthinkable happens. Genzo got injured. No, it's Chai boy. Morisaki's gonna have to replace this guy. Oh my days, bro. Another game with Morisaki in goal. Nankatsu try to regain possession, but they quickly get dispossessed. They cross the ball in. Genzo attempts to jump, but he's unable to keep his balance due to his injury. The striker heads it down, but Misaki with the last minute clearance. Oh my days. But the play ain't over yet because the ball lands straight at a Shimizu player who takes the shot, but my goal Genzo, in spite of his injury, still manages to somehow make the save. He sends it straight at Tsubasa. He chests it and goes on a complete rampage. Knee aka over two players. Oh my days, bro. When I tell you I'm a baller, gents, Tsubasa ripped this page off my book, gents. He copied my whole flow, word for word, bar for bar. After copying my flow, he then proceeded to smack a perfect volley into the back of the net. The rest of the game is just Tsubasa and Genzo just being absolute powerhouses. Assisted by Misaki, Tsubasa quickly scored a second goal. Injured Genzo kept on making saves, and by the end of this game, Tsubasa had scored 3 goals, and one of them happened to be a hat trick. And with that, the game ended 3-0 and Nankatsu will be the team going to the national tournament. They set off for Tokyo, which is where the national tournament is going to be held, and then we see this woman. She's a scout who's going to attend the national tournament so that she can see for herself who truly is better, Kojiro Hyuga or Tsubasa Aozora. The first game of the national tournament is going to be Nankatsu versus Meiwa FC. Nah, let me rephrase, Tsubasa versus Kojiro Hyuga. By the way, Genzo won't be starting this game because he's still recovering from his injury, so Morisaki is gonna be starting over him. Ref blew the whistle and this game started with straight heat. The first action of the game was a clash between Tsubasa and Kojiro Hyuga. The ball flew up, landed on a Nankatsu player who headed down to Taki, but Hyuga and Tsubasa's legs both went numb, indicating that they are both on the same power level. Taki played the ball to Teppei, who got dispossessed by Takeshi, who dribbled past number 4, evaded Teppei's tackle, broke past Nankatsu's entire midfield, and beside him, Kojiro Hyuga was making a run inside the box. Misaki came down to stop him, but this man really tried to clip him on Misaki, bro. You don't do that on my genius. Misaki won the ball and made a perfect pass forward to Tsubasa. I don't know why the center forward is down here, but we're getting Kojiro Hyuga versus Tsubasa. Tsubasa on some Neymar timing does a rainbow flick over Kojiro Hyuga, volley into the back of the net. Yo, Tsubasa is genuinely insane, bro. Like, what? How do you stop this man, bro? How do you stop this man? Meiwa kicked off the game only to quickly get dispossessed, but then we see Kojiro Hyuga just standing there with nothing but murder in his eyes. And the moment Tsubasa got the ball, this man Kojiro Hyuga began sprinting, slide tackle, studs up, and won the ball clean off of Tsubasa. And from that same distance, he channeled the shot straight at Morisaki's face. And as you can already guess, that shot obviously went in. The game resumes. Misaki's on the ball, 360 drag back heel pass to Teppei, who then plays it forward to Tsubasa, and the whole 4 players get into an organized slide tackle to Tsubasa. The ref finally called for a foul, guys a yellow card and gives a free kick. But yo, ref, in my opinion, you should give this entire team a red card. Give the coach a red card, give Hyuga a red card, give everybody a red card. Well, that should not be acceptable. I don't know why Tsubasa didn't take this free kick, but it gets stopped by Hyuga. He plays it to Takeshi, who shoots from such a far distance that we all think is going to be safe, but oh my days, this bum Morisaki lets it in. It turns out Morisaki is actually grown afraid of the ball because of that first shot Kojiro Hyuga murdered his face with. Meiwa begins spamming shots at Morisaki, but Tsubasa continues to bail him out and tries to lift up his spirit. Kojiro Hyuga takes a shot from midway, but Tsubasa saves it with his face, reassuring Morisaki that the ball is our friend. Loose ball fell on Takeshi. He took a shot, but Morisaki overcame his fear of the ball and actually saved it for once. He sent the ball out to Tsubasa, and with Misaki's help, they were able to break through Meiwa's entire midfield. Hyuga came to stop him, but Misaki's passes were way too precise. Tsubasa played him through, and Misaki turned into Isage and hit him with the left foot direct shot. The ref blew the whistle, indicating halftime. We cut to Nankatsu's locker room, and this is basically just a therapy session. This coach is just a therapist, just saying good things to them. But then we cut to Meiwa's locker room, and it's not the same.
I want you to know that I'm talking to you, so I'm going to say your name, then I'm going to call you trash. Kawhi Leonard, you trash. Paul George, listen to me when I say this. You are trash.
Nah, I'm playing. He didn't actually say that, but he was telling him to pass the ball to him no matter what. But I feel he was indirectly calling them trash when he's telling them to all just pass the ball to him, because by saying that, he's just indirectly saying that he doesn't think they've got what it takes, you know. But anyways, the second half begins with Meiwa kicking off. They kick off the ball, play a pass backwards, it gets intercepted by Misaki. He successfully evades 3 players but then gets tackled by Kojiro Hyuga. Hyuga plays the ball to Takashi, Takashi plays it back to him, and Hyuga just snipes it out of Morisaki's reach. You already know Morisaki ain't saved that. The score is 3-2 to Meiwa FC, but Tsubasa has no intention of giving up. The game resumes with Nankatsu on an all-out offense. They are doing everything that they can do to level the score. Taki plays the ball to Misaki. Tsubasa escapes a 2-man press. Misaki sees this and sends him a perfect pass. And big man Tsubasa obviously leveled the score. The score is now 3-3. The rest of the game is just back and forth. 1 minute Nankatsu has the ball, the next minute Meiwa has the ball, but it was mostly just the Hyuga and Tsubasa show. These guys are really going band for band. Takeshi's on the ball and he's going forward. He plays a long ball to Hyuga. Hyuga jumps in to head it, but Tsubasa's here to contest him. But that means absolutely nothing to a physical beast like Hyuga, because he obliterates this ball into the back of the net and makes it 6-5. Mitsuki resumes the game and Nankatsu are going on a full-on attack. Tsubasa gets marked by Hyuga. Takeshi steals the ball, plays it forward. This random takes a shot. Morisaki saves it. He plays the ball long to Misaki, who plays it long for Tsubasa. Tsubasa and Hyuga both contest for the ball in the air. They fall, but Tsubasa repels himself off the ground and keeps on running. Hyuga eventually catches up to Tsubasa. He attempts to slide tackle him, but Tsubasa evades, volleys it mid-air, and still manages to find the net with only a minute left on the clock. Straight off of kickoff, this guy Kojiro Hyuga takes a long shot straight at the goalkeeper. Tsubasa tries to stop it, but he fails. It hits the crossbar, but this man Kojiro Hyuga, with the determination of a hungry tiger, still gets it back. Sprints straight at goal, but Tsubasa appears to contest him. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the final 1v1, Tsubasa vs Hyuga. Body feint, Tsubasa pretends to fall, but then he tackles it off of Hyuga. But Lady Luck is still on Meiwa's side because it lands on Takeshi, who smacks it in the back of the net. The ref blows the whistle. The score is 7-6 and Nankatsu are no longer undefeated because they have caught their first L to Meiwa FC.